hope reminds you of that access to divinity, because we're sometimes so closed off from it. It seems we're so, stuck in our phones or in our physical lives, paying the bills, unclogging the toilet, that it feels far from divinity, but it's still all right there running through it.
And they do work together, you're right. And we're supposed to get stuck in it to learn that we don't need to get stuck in it. I fight that constantly. I mean, come on. It's just the physical world is enchanting and it's enticing. And there are many, many realities woven into it. But we've got to live here and we've got to be here. And at some point, we're going to have to gain as many experiences as our soul wants to be at the top of that mountain. And then you start to give it up. That fourth degree initiation of the crucifixion, you start to say and mean it. That means nothing to me. How you do it will be in accordance with your the age you live in, the culture, your belief systems. There's just not one formula, but it's what every single person is destined to do. That said, many people have horrible lives of renunciation, but it doesn't mean they're at the fourth degree. There's a difference. And it's hard to define what that is. That's where compassion comes in. If we can't feel that compassion, that silence within ourselves, we certainly can't feel it for anyone else.
That's a good point. It does start with ourselves. And by having compassion for others, we're thinking, of their souls beyond their current lives. We don't necessarily know what they're going through, but we know we're all, living our purpose here.
If, as I say, if I had $1 for every time somebody called me this, or this, I was kicked out of every single church I ever went to. Every one. Some of them, all I had to do was walk in and I would get pointed at as being a witch or a demon or whatever. I've got some hysterical stories about that. So when I at age 60, when I went to the church here, 65, the Catholic Church, and I said, Padre Pio basically told me I need to join this church and I will quit getting attacked demonically. And I said, let me tell you that what my history has been. And the Catholic Church, that my RCIA director was so hysterical. He said, yeah, we're as weird as you are. This is Jesuit Catholicism. It fit in fine. And I have. It's what it is. I don't go to Mass all the time. I go and I feel it. I don't think when you take communion that it runs out. You go through baptism, the whole, there's a lot involved in that. There's an anointing that happened. And for me, it stopped any sort of low level attacks that I was having, but that's my path. That's my path. It's not necessarily for anybody else. Find your path and stay on it, no matter what that is. Even when Maitreya comes out into the open, that will lead you to truth.
It really can be difficult to stay on your path, but when we talk about it and we remind ourselves of the help we have, it becomes easier.
Yes, and other people will help us too. These spiritual communities are divine and awful because our personality gets involved with it. But it's very, very helpful if it's right for you to get involved in a spiritual community, whatever church or belief system or coven, whatever that is for you. I don't judge it. To have like-minded others that affirm the goodness of you and the goodness of other people. Because we are little pieces of God. We are. And the more we connect with our soul by asking for help, by recognizing qui sunt Deus, who is like God, who really is. It's not the ones that have come to earth that are totally, totally materialistic. I can't answer that question. Maybe my priests can. They probably could easily. They're educated. They're anointed to do that. Should probably go ask them. But, we have to do each day, we have to do our path. What's in front of you on a daily basis? Do you brush your teeth? You check your bank account? You talk to people you care for? Have you done your work? There's all kind of little check-ins you can have. You don't have to have those, but find out who you are. What a great gift. You're blessed with divinity. You are blessed with that. And that's what your soul is. It never dies. You never die. And the minute we stop attaching to these physical bodies and our emotions and our minds as being us and as real, I'm just as guilty as anybody else with that. But when we go through synchronicities or we go out in a meditation, that's our true self. That's our soul saying, see, I'm here.
What a beautiful message of hope to people. They just have to be who you are. It only takes being here and trying. And that helps not stay stuck in the negative all the time when you think everything's going wrong and everything's horrible, which it is. There's lots of horrible things that happen, but we're meant to be here and we're meant to be ourselves.
Very well put. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you, Zoli, for always reminding us of the love we have inside ourselves.
I need to remind me too, maybe that's why I say it.
That's what we're here for.
Thank you, Linda. God bless.
Take care.